Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be a coffee and story. I haven't done one of these in a while actually. I haven't actually just sat in front of the camera and talked for a while. I've done a lot of makeup reviews and looks and stuff like that, so I figured why not sit down and film another talking video so you guys can get to know me a little bit better. I've wanted to do this video for a while, but I wasn't sure if there would be interest in it, and I actually got a request for it the other day from one of my subscribers named Angela. So thank you, Angela, for asking. It is basically just a story time of my tattoos, what I have, why I got them, when I got them, where I got them, stuff like that. As I go through my story, I will put the pictures up for you to see my tattoos, as obviously I can't show them all. As I go through my story, I will put the pictures up so you can see close up what my actual tattoos look like and what they are. So let's jump into it. I guess the first thing I want to start with is, for me, growing up, tattoos weren't really like a taboo thing. We weren't really raised to think that tattoos were bad or anything like that, or that bad people had tattoos, or any of those kind of stigmas and stereotypes that come with people that have tattoos. And by we, I mean me, my sister, and my brother. We were basically raised to raise ourselves, so we basically just formed our own opinions about things, and I always hung out with people that had tattoos. Some of my friends had tattoos as I got older and stuff like that. So yeah, I never had the mindset that there was anything ever wrong with tattoos or anything like that. So I didn't have any stereotypes against tattoos. So I always knew that I wanted to get a tattoo. I didn't know how many tattoos or what I wanted to get or anything like that. But I did know that when I grew up and was of age and able to make my own decisions, like legally my own choices and stuff, I wanted to get my own tattoo. My mom had 1 or 2 tattoos and my dad had a couple tattoos, so it was just a normal thing. It wasn't really anything that was new to me, shocking, or anything like that. Because we raised ourselves and we formed our own opinions, you know, we're all kind of different. Like my sister, I would never ever probably even think about ever getting a tattoo. My brother, I haven't seen in probably about 12 years, so I don't know if he has tattoos now. Maybe by this time in his life he has tattoos, I don't know. But anyways, the first tattoo that I actually ever got was as soon as I hit 18. I knew, like I said, I knew that I wanted a tattoo. I was living on my own and I got my very first pet. That was my very first pet that I raised on my own, had in my own apartment and everything. So of course, my tattoo thinking was of a cat. It's kind of a stupid story. It's basically your classic first tattoo story where, you know, you meet somebody with a tattoo gun and they probably should not be tattooing, but they are, and you're just so desperate and you want a tattoo so bad that you're like, okay, whatever, just give me this tattoo. How the story goes is, way back years, I told you my mom had 2 tattoos. Now, there was a guy who actually did one of her tattoos and his name was Randy. This must have been when I was probably 8 or 9 years old. So he came over, he did her tattoo in our apartment, and he didn't end up finishing the tattoo, and something happened and he disappeared somewhere, and so whatever. And now, when I left Toronto and I moved to the current city I'm in now, I was 18. So as soon as I hit 18, I was like, okay, that's it, I'm moving to Toronto, I'm getting my own place, da 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 da. I just wanted to get away from my family and the situation there and better my life and whatever, the classic story. So if you want another video on that, it's a long story, I will give you another video on that, let me know. I ended up running into him in the city I live in now, and stupid me, I knew that he had done my mom's tattoo previous, and I knew that he hadn't finished it, and as far as I remember, I don't really think that it was like the greatest tattoo. I think the colors fade in and everything really quickly, but again, I was 18, I just wanted a tattoo. He was willing to give me a tattoo for like a lower price, this is like your first clue that somebody should not be tattooing you. If they're willing to lower their price, then do not let them tattoo you, because a good tattoo artist knows what they're worth, and they're not going to lower their price. They're going to tell you go somewhere else. So the first hint that you should not be at this tattoo person who is trying to do your tattoo is if they're willing to lower the price, especially if it's a substantial amount. Like the tattoo I got on my shoulder is like pretty big. So just to give you a basic idea, in case you don't know of what tattoos should cost, these are our prices here in Canada in the city I'm in. It's generally about $100 an hour. This one here that I got took about 8 hours, so it was $800 plus I tipped her and everything, so it was about $900 total, maybe a little more, like I said, with the tips and everything. But get what you pay for, definitely. As you will see in this tattoo, I'll put the picture up somewhere around now. I think it's on the shoulder. I don't ever look at the tattoo. I don't pay attention. I hate the tattoo. It's awful. It's terrible. I seen all the warning signs and I just ignored them all anyways. But so like I said, if anybody's willing to lower their price a substantial amount. So this tattoo on my shoulder probably should have cost me at least $250 because of the size and the detail that was supposed to go into it had it been done properly. But I think I paid like $60 for it. So I mean, that right there should have been a complete tip off that like, yeah, no, this guy's just in it for the money. He doesn't give a crap what he does. He just wants to get the money, and that's it. You'll probably never see him again, which is probably what he did to my mother in the first place. I ran into him and I tell him that I want tattoos. So he's like, okay, come over to my place. I got my own tattoo stuff. You know, I've done people in the neighborhood, blah, 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 blah. You know, I know you through your mother, whatever, I'll do your tattoo. So I'm like, whatever. So I go to his house, and the guy's already like half in the bag. But again, 18, wanted this tattoo so bad, didn't really care, was willing to overlook that. He shows me his book with his work. The very, very beginning was I actually just wanted a couple of cat paws for my very first tattoo. And that's what I told this guy. I just wanted, and this is another tip that you should run. I told him, I just want cat paws. It's my first tattoo. I just want a little tattoo. I just want it on my shoulder. This man refused to do it. No, he told me, no, for your first tattoo, it should be something big. It should be something extravagant. It should be something you're always going to remember. I don't remember exactly what he told me, but I remember that he just kept pushing me to pick a different tattoo that was a little bit bigger and da. So I was like, okay, I came across this cat head picture. This didn't really look like this cat head. It had much more detail. It looked more like a cat. It was just... the original picture was a lot better. This, I don't know what the hell this is morphed into, but anyways. So I was like, okay, I'll pick this. So whatever, he does the stencil and he puts it on, and he had to fix it like 2 or 3 times. And a third thing, if somebody has to fix your stencil more than 2 times and it's not because of something that you've decided to change, do not get a tattoo. So again, pricing if they're willing to change. If they don't want to tattoo you with what you want and they're insisting that you get something else, and if they need to fix your stencil more than like 2 times without it being your request, then I don't know. Those are warning signs to me now that I have more tattoos done. Yeah, so he, puts me in the chair, and I'm sitting over in the chair, and I've got my shoulder down, and I'm getting ready to get my tattoo done. He pulls out his little gun that he had. I didn't know what a tattoo gun was supposed to look like. I didn't know this could have been like a homemade thing that was rigged together out of like a Walkman motor and a needle, for all I know. I just did not have knowledge back then. I go and whatever, and I'm sitting in the chair and I'm waiting to get my tattoo done, and this thing is just, oh my god, like I literally wanted to get up and walk out halfway through it because it just hurt so bad. I had taken a friend with me, and again, she didn't really know. She had like 1 or 2 tattoos, but she wasn't an expert. She'd warned me a little bit that I probably shouldn't go to this guy, but again, 18, whatever, I just wanted it done. So she told me that apparently a lot of times, and I could hear a lot of times there was pain, but the gun wasn't going, so I'm like, 4th warning sign, like something's wrong here. So she told me that apparently a lot of time he was dragging the gun, which is, the gun's not even on, they're just kind of dragging it over your skin. So that was probably why the thing hurt so bad, and I do have a lot of scar tissue from it, so if I ever do want to get it covered, I don't know how much that's going to affect another tattoo, or again, I don't even know if I could get this covered because it's just such a mess and there's so much dark colors in it. I don't know if I would have to get it removed first, or if they could just, I don't know. I still have to talk to somebody because I do want to get it covered. I hate it. I don't like it. That was my first tattoo experience, which, I mean, I'm surprised didn't just scare me away from tattoos for the rest of my life because the pain was immense. The guy doing it was just a nightmare. It was just not a good first experience at all. And when you hear of like the first experience of like, they're down in the dirty basement, the guy pulls it, like this is everything that it was. Like, it was bad. Further on in life, this tattoo's done, at the time I was so proud of it. I thought it was the greatest thing ever, and I showed it off and whatever, but now that I look back, I'm like, oh my god. Like, I hate wearing tank tops and stuff like that. If I do, I'll generally try to wear my hair down, just to try and cover it at least a little bit. So moving on, the next tattoo that I got after that was actually, I got these cat paws, and I actually have them right here on my hip here. And again, stupid tattoo things. Like, do your research, please. If you were gonna get a tattoo and you want a tattoo, do your research, take your time, think about it. Think about the person that's doing it, research the person that's doing it, because again, this was just something that I didn't do for my second tattoo. I just was another one where I just wanted it. It was a spur of the moment thing. I had a neighbor across from me, and his son was apprenticing in a tattoo shop. And so, you know, he pumped him up and he made it sound like it was so great. And they showed me pictures that, like, you know, he had all this great work that he'd done and this and that. So I really thought that he was good at what he did. I go and I get my paws done here, and like the guy just, I had known him, like I knew him through my neighbor. So he was kind of like a friend of mine. Like I knew who he was. We talked, we'd hung out, all that kind of stuff. But oh man, like he was just the most unprofessional person I ever met in my life. First off, when I showed up there, I had my boyfriend and my son with me. My son was just a baby. This was just after I'd had him. And he told me, oh, you need to take your pants off in front of my boyfriend. I'm like, no. First off, you're only doing my hip. I do not need to take my pants off. And if anybody at a tattoo shop tells you that you need to remove your clothes for a tattoo, unless it's like on your boob or like your JJ or somewhere, you know, where obviously you have to remove your clothes, don't listen to them. Go to another tattoo place, because that's complete utter crap. So I told him, I'm like, no, all I have to do is slide my pants down like this and lay down, and you can do it like that. I do not need to take my full pants off. So he's like, yeah, okay, whatever. So anyways, I got my tattoo done, and again, it was okay when he first did it, but now, like, some of it's patchy, some of it, like, the color has leaked out, and it's just gone to shit again, just like my other tattoo. I know we want to help our friends. I know we want to believe that they're good. We don't want to tell them that we don't want their work as their shit, but please, 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 unless your friend has been doing it for 20 years and they own their own shop, and, like, do not let your friends tattoo you. It's just not a good idea. It's like letting your friend cut your hair or pluck your eyebrows, or like it's just not a good idea unless they have years and years and years of experience. I know we feel bad for our friends, and I know we want to help them out, and I know we want to help them get experience, but just don't do it. Do not do it. Go to a professional. It's worth the money. It's worth everything. As even like your hair, anything, a hairdresser's, tattoos, anything that's longer term than a couple of days, get done by a professional, please. Anyways, so my next tattoo would have been on my neck, and it's actually, it says Caden, and it has his birthday and the date that he passed, and that was done by the same guy. Again, fucked up. I don't like it. I'd like to get it covered, or at least like just redone. The reason I have it again was for my son who passed away from SIDS. I haven't put that video together yet because it's a very personal story, and I really want to make sure that I put it out in a way that makes sense, because sometimes when I talk, I'm all over the place and I don't really want it to get like misconstrued and everything. So yeah, that video is taking me a bit to put out, but I will eventually get it out. But anyway, so yes, this tattoo was for my son who passed away from SIDS. Again, done by the same guy. This was the last tattoo that I ever got done by him, because I finally, after my third tattoo, learned my lesson. This is ridiculous. I need to just pay the proper prices, go to the proper places, and just like get it done, because either that or I was just never getting tattoos again. So finally learned my lesson, and I finally decided that I wanted a real tattoo from a real shop, and I wanted it done really well. So that was when I actually did my research. I looked around, I researched places, I asked my friends who I knew had tattoos, and yeah, I just really, really did research on this. And the shop that I went to was called Rockstar Ink, and they're great. I love them. I go there for all of my tattoos now. There's only one that I didn't go there for, and I'll explain that when I get to it. But anyways, so, and it's the one I have here on my arm, and it says Logan for my son now. I gave birth to him after I lost my son from SIDS, so, but I got this tattoo for him. And it says Logan, and the birds are because, you know, we all eventually want our children to fly away from home and do their own thing and grow up, and so that was my representation of that. Just hurry up and grow up and get the hell out of my house. But anyways, so yeah, that was my tattoo for him, and again, I'll put a picture of it up here. I got that done at Rockstar Ink. I was really pleased with it. It didn't hurt. It was what a proper tattoo was supposed to be. It was quick. It was painless. It has lasted. I think I've had this for I want to say 4 years now, and like it's just as thick and permanent and just bold as when I first got it. So that to me is like wow, because like I said, my other 3 tattoos were just like within months they were falling apart and like leaking out and like having patches, and it was just a crap mess. Anyway, so this is the other one that I got. The next one that I got was, again, as I said, after I found Rockstar Ink, I wanted another tattoo done. It was a spur of the moment thing. I was sitting on my friend's couch. I wanted it done that day. I don't know why. I was flipping through pictures online, and I seen a picture of like this cat that I liked, and so I was like, oh my gosh, I want to get this done. I looked at my friend and I was like, listen, my birthday's coming up. If you want to get me something that I would really, really like and it's going to last forever. And I was like, look, every time I look at this tattoo, I'm going to think of you and I'll remember you for the rest of my life. And, you know, just friend bullshit that you suck your friends into. So he's like, okay, if you can find a shop that'll do it, then we'll get done. So I called all these shops and I found one. I can't remember the exact name of them. And not only that, but I don't really want to shade any places or anything like that. So I don't really want to put the name out there of the really shitty ones. So if you are in, you know, Ontario and you want to know who these shitty people are so you don't end up going to them, you know, private message me or something and I will let you know on the down low, but I'm not going to put it out there for everybody. But anyways, so I found this other tattoo shop. They were open. The guy was ready to go. So I went, and I guess you can't really see it now because I kind of got this one over it. Now, here's another lesson about tattoos that I can teach you. When you get a really detailed tattoo, this one isn't super detailed, but I wanted it small. And the guy, you know, fair warning, he did tell me that if I get it too small, it has a chance of kind of bleeding together. So you don't really end up seeing the lines that well. And again, you'll see in the picture that I put up right now what I mean about how the lines have kind of blended. Like you can see the ears. You can't really see the ears as well anymore. When that was first done, the ears were really crisp. You could see them. The eyes looked a lot smaller. The paw wasn't as like jacked up and screwed up as it is now. It was a lot more crisper detail. It only took about probably a month for this to all start like leaking into each other, and I don't know, I think they call it like bleeding into each other or something, I don't know. But that's what happened with this one. I like the back end of it, how he did that, and like the couple missing pieces, I don't know, I just like something about that. But anyway, so yeah, I got that done there, and I paid the $60 standard fee, whatever, because if you don't do $1 an hour, then I find it's generally the lowest you're gonna get is like $60, and that's anywhere from about this size to probably about this size that I have on my arm of the cat tattoo. Anything above that, I think you're going to pay $100 an hour for. If it's any bigger or has any color or any more detail or anything like that. The bleeding from this, I wanted it small, so, you know, he did what he did, and which again, fifth tip, I believe this is, if a tattoo artist tells you that they don't think that the tattoo is going to work out the way that you want it, but they still give it to you anyways. Now, I'm not saying like the other tip where, you know, they're forcing you to get something else that you really don't want. This is different. I'm saying that if you really want this tattoo, but they're explaining to you that they can't do it a certain size or they can't do a certain something with it that you want done, listen to them. Because they know what they're doing. They know what's going to end up happening in the long run. If they decide, okay, you know what, we're going to do this tattoo for you anyways, like this guy kind of did, then I would maybe go somewhere else. So there's another thing to keep in mind. He ended up doing the tattoo as small as I wanted it, and it went to crap and whatever, which again is kind of my fault because I kind of told him that I didn't care and I wanted it done anyways. But again, as a professional artist, he should have maybe backed away and kind of said, no, I don't want to do this then. But that's what happened with that one. So the next one that I got was Rockstar Inc., the shop that I really, really love. They have these things that they do. I think it's about twice a year now. And it's called a food drive, and what they do is they put up flash sheets which are already predetermined tattoos. A bunch of the artists will get together and they'll pick a bunch of tattoos to put up, and they're usually about, I don't know, maybe like this big. Like this one I got at a flash sheet thing. So yeah, it's like a fair size, you know, it's not super tiny, but it's not super big, and you can't get color. You have to get whatever's on the sheet. You can't alter it in any way. But I mean, again, you're paying $30 for the tattoo, and all you have to do is bring in some food. You can stand in line. If you stand in line, you're able to get 2 tattoos at once, so that's what I usually do. I'll go wait in line, and I'll bring food, and I'll bring $60, and I'll get my 2 tattoos done at once, $30 each. And then that's it. I'm pretty happy for a while. Since I've been going there, I have gone to like the last food drives faithfully because, like I said, they do a great job with their tattoos there. They always have designs on the flash sheets that I'm interested in. This is where I got my... Sorry, I'm looking over here because I have a sheet of it written down because I just will not remember the order that I got them in or where I got them. So that's why I'm looking over here, because it's helping me to remember what I have and where I have them. So when I went to the very first food drive I ever went to done by them was in the summertime. And oh, it was crazy. Like, some people may think it's not worth it. I think it's worth it. Personally, for me, just because I love tattoos so much, I would do it. But so the day went, I got up at 7 o'clock in the morning, They opened the doors at 9, but I knew that there was going to be like a ridiculous lineup because, again, $30 tattoos, especially from a place that's really as well known as they are and known for high quality and being as good as they are. I knew there was going to be a giant lineup. So I got up at 7. I got there for about 8. There was already a bit of... Oh, sorry, I got something in my eye. Hang on. So there was already a bit of a lineup. So I'd say about 15 people in front of me. And again, if you're thinking each people's getting 2 tattoos, that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, blah, 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 whatever, it's 15, right? So 2 times 15, 30. It's about 30 tattoos they have to go through right there. So I'm thinking, okay, well, it can't be, they're just little tattoos. It can't be that bad. Like, how long am I going to wait? Oh my gosh, I had to have been there for a good 8 hours just waiting for them to do those 2 tattoos because they had to go on lunch and they had to do this and they had to have water breaks, and it was the middle of, I think it was like August, and it was so super hot. So by the time I actually finally got up to getting my tattoos done, I was so sunburned. So I basically got my tattoos like on top of sunburn, so that wasn't very fun. That was not a nice experience. But it also kind of numbed it a bit, so I didn't really feel the tattoo as much. And by then, I mean, this was what, my 2, 3, like my 4th tattoo. So by then I already knew what to expect. I knew the pain. I knew, after my very first tattoo, nothing was ever and will ever be as bad as that pain was. So I'm pretty much like committed now to tattoos because I know that nothing's ever going to be as bad as that was. Unless maybe I try to cover it. I don't know. So for this tattoo drive, I got up here the music notes, which I will put up here, and I got on my foot here. Sorry, I don't like putting my feet on camera and stuff. I don't know. I don't know. It's a thing I have. But anyway, so I got on my foot. I'll put the picture up here, and then so the music notes, and then my foot one I will put here. The music notes I got because I love music. A lot of the reasons why I don't talk in my videos is because I have to have music in the background when I do things, and YouTube is so stupid and ridiculous with copyright claims, and I don't even know what they're going to copyright anymore. So when I do my videos on silent and like I fast forward through them for the recordings and everything like that, or for the editing and putting them up, it's generally because I have music going in the background. So yeah, when I drive, walking, I always have my iPod, my music, and I love music. So I saw the tattoos and the music notes on the flash sheet, and I was like, yeah, great, I want those. So I got them here. The warrior tattoo I got just for myself because I believe that everybody has an inner warrior. I believe that everybody is a warrior in their own way. Everybody goes through their own struggles, their own adversities, their own things that they have to go through in life. And so that's just for, to remind myself that I've been through some pretty shitty situations in life, and I'm still here, and I'm doing well. And again, that's another video that I'd like to put up one day, just explaining, a little bit about where I come from, where I grew up, how I grew up, and how I got to where I am today, because it is quite the story, and it is quite the struggle. And I am one of those percentiles of people that probably shouldn't have the life that I have. I should probably be like living in a ditch somewhere on crack, or God only knows what. But anyways, so that is the point of my warrior tattoo. And again, it's just to remind me, when I have a bad day and I'm feeling down, and look, you are a warrior. You got through all this. You get up every day and you do what you have to do. And so that's just my little reminder for myself that, at the end of the day, we are all warriors. That's about it for that one. Sorry, I'm kind of rushing a little bit because I have to go pick up my boyfriend. He's at another toy show, and I have to go pick him up in like half an hour. So I'm trying to make sure that I get through all of these. So if I leave anything out and you do have any questions, please let me know in the box below, and I will definitely get back to you and answer them. But yeah, I'm trying to get through this video quickly because I have so much other stuff to do today. The next one I got is one of my favorite tattoos. This one is actually my absolute favorite, the one that says my son's name. But my second tattoo is this one here. I seen a picture online, and it was basically just like this little cluster and a couple lines, and it was about this big. So I took it to my tattoo artist, and I asked her, like, how can we expand on this and blow it up? Because I wanted like a half sleeve just on the bottom half of my arm. So I took that to her, and she drew up a nice diagram. She measured my arm and everything and drew up a really pretty diagram, and I went back in and looked at it, and we tweaked whatever we wanted to tweak, and this is how it ended up. I will try and put a picture up here of it. I think I have a pretty good picture of the whole view of it. I'll try and see if I can find it and get it up here. But yeah, in case I don't, yeah, it's just some flowers, and I got a little bit of kind of a pinky reddish kind of color in here. This is what I got done there. Again, I'll put the picture up here. And then my last two tattoos that I got, which again were at a food drive, but this one was in the winter, and oh my god, it was so cold. All my friends made fun of me. They kept like texting me and they're like, are you still standing in line? Like, are you serious? Like, you're an idiot. Like, it had to be at least like minus 10. Like, it was freezing. It was so cold. I left the line and went in the bathroom, and I wrapped my feet in a paper towel because they were so cold that I just didn't, because my feet were so cold and I just didn't know what else to do, and there was no way in hell that I was leaving the line after I'd already been in this line for probably a good 5 hours, and I was almost at the door, so I was like, there's no way I'm leaving. So I went in the bathroom, I wrapped my feet up in paper towel trying to warm them up, and it didn't really do much. Let me tell you, if your feet are ever freezing, don't waste your time wrapping them in paper towel because it's not going to really do anything for you. It was so cold. Because it was so cold, they were like kind of letting like 5 or 6 people in to sit in the lobby while other people were getting their tattoos done. So by the time I finally got up in the door and got my chance to sit in the lobby, I went to step to the front door and I just went down like right on the front of my face. And they're like, oh, are you okay? Like, what did you trip on? What happened? Like, what can we fix so that, you know, nobody else is tripping on it? I was like, listen, I said, it has nothing to do with your store. I said, my toes are just so frozen that I literally cannot feel them right now. And I just, like, had no balance because I just couldn't even feel my toes by the time I finally went to walk through the door. But anyways, it all turned out fine. My toes are fine. Everything was fine. And I got my 2 tattoos, so yay. I got a, surprise, another cat on my ankle here because, you know, this one ended up going to shit. This one ended up going to shit, so I got another one here, which I actually really like. I'll put a picture of it here. Again, it was done at Rockstar Ink, so I love it. It's perfect. It's great. It's lasted. The other one I got, I was so happy when I saw this on the flash sheet as an option to pick, and it is my float tattoo here. I'll put it up here. I know everybody is going to associate it with the remake of the It movie that they did, which I'm assuming is probably what the tattoo parlor themselves was thinking. However, me looking at it, my personal feeling was I have been a Stephen King fan since I was, oh my god, 10 or 11 years old. I remember reading Pet Sematary. I was so young, I didn't even really understand what the hell I was reading. And I remember skipping through like giant parts because I just didn't understand what was happening, but I sat there and every part that I could understand and every part that I could read, I read through that whole book and I loved it. And then I remember the next one I read was like Tommyknockers, and I was just hooked from there. I've read everything that Stephen King's ever done. I'm a huge Stephen King fan. I love Stephen King. So for me, this was more a tribute to the It book and Stephen King himself. So I guess you would call it maybe more of like a fan tattoo is more of the way that I looked at it for me. If anybody else picked the same flash, I'm sure that it was possibly for the new movie or whatever, but that was not my choosing. I am an 80s child. I was around when the first movie was out. I was around when the book was out. So that was where my love from this came from, is the original 80s stuff. But you know what? The movie might have came out maybe early 90s, late 80-ish. But anyways, the point is I am an original Stephen King child. I was there for the originals, and that's what this was for the originals. That, I think, sums up all my tattoos and the stories and where they come from. And again, if you feel like I've forgotten anything, or if there's any other questions that you have about any specific tattoo, put it down in the subscription box and I will definitely get back to you. I will answer all the questions. You want to know anything about the pain or anything like that, or I know a lot of people always ask questions about stuff like that. How does it feel? All that kind of stuff. So I will be more than willing to answer those questions. Again, if you have any other suggestions for other videos, I was so glad that Angela suggested this one because I did want to do it. I just sometimes, I don't want to, you know, like, if you out there create videos yourself, you know how sometimes time consuming it is to have to make a video and then edit it, and then if it just all goes to shit and you kind of feel like you've wasted all that time and you haven't done anything else productive with your time, it kind of, you know, makes you feel like crap. So I didn't really want that to happen. I didn't want to just make this video and then, you know, nobody cares about it, so I just scrap it. Even if it's just one suggestion, if there's one person floating out there that wants to see a specific makeup look or something about my tattoos or anything, dyeing your hair, anything at all, don't be afraid to put it down in the section. Even if you feel like I'm just one person asking, so the creator's not going to respond to me because, you know, other people are asking other stuff. No, that is not me. I will respond to you. I will try my best to get out any videos that anybody would like to see. I will try to make them as informative as possible. Just let me know what exactly information you're looking for. I'm always open to suggestions. On that note, before I end my video, in 2 more weeks, there's another food drive. Yeah, I'm so excited. So I will be getting 2 more tattoos. Maybe I would film the whole process. I'll show you when the flash sheets come out and show you what I pick from and where they are. It'll kind of maybe show you guys what I want to pick and why I want to pick them. And yeah, I'll actually take you through the whole process of it, of me picking my tattoo. I can maybe film when I'm in line and maybe even film getting it done. I'm not sure the exact rules on that because, you know, they had their hygiene rules and all that kind of stuff, so I'm not sure if you're allowed to record in there or how that works. That is actually something that would be really fun for me. It will either be included in this video or maybe I will upload this and then make a second video on how that process goes. I don't know. I have to get out the door very soon. So thank you for watching. One thing before I go. It's not a coffee and story time without my coffee. So my throat's getting dry. I've been rambling on for quite a while. So yes, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. Let me know if there's anything you want to see. I am all for it. And yeah, I think that's about it. So I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.